Hey folks, well hopefully you watched my 5 videos on short game, and the last one, which was the biggest one, which explained how we set up with our chest past the ball, and that makes chipping 1,000 times easier. And if you understand that, or if you watch that, I want to give you the simplest way to chip a golf ball. Now, I talk about pivoting to chip a golf ball. And pivoting is very important. Whether it be the shortest chips, medium chips, we're pivoting around our left side. That was, I believe, video number 1 on swing center. So if we start hitting longer shots, we need quite a good pivot around that left hip to pivot through and hit the ball, say a 40, 50 yard. And like I said, this chipping motion I'm giving you works from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And in future videos, I'm going to explain to you how we can use this simple motion to hit shots from 70 yards, even 80 yards. And it's brilliant. But so now short chips, we really don't need to pivot all that much. So, but the important thing in this shot, and this is the simplest way to chip a golf ball, and it's money. So the most important thing about this is, if you watched my previous video, which hopefully you did because it's groundbreaking stuff, is we don't address the ball with our chest over the ball. We put our chest past the ball. And if our chest is facing, say, here, and now we have some shaft lean, we can simply, with right wrist extension, which does not change, we can simply push the club through. So the absolute easiest way to chip a golf ball, and that is our left wrist in somewhat of an ulnar position. In other words, the handle is more up. Our right wrist is extended. In other words, we lean the shaft forward. And most importantly, we need to be in more of a chest facing here position. We don't want to try this with our chest over the ball. It's much harder. So our chest is pointed past the ball. And all we're going to do is take this right hand with our chest over the ball. Watch my swing center video. The chest is either over the ball or past the ball. And we're just going to give it a chip with our right hand. And we can't really get our arms past our chest. Now, there is still a little bit of a pivot, but this isn't so much of a pivot-driven shot like some of the other ones I hit. So it's more like I just take my right hand and I chip through it. And you see I maintain that right wrist extension. My dress position is my chest past the ball, and the left wrist is ulnar. And I simply give it a chip with the right hand. It's just a right hand motion. Now, if you want to chip it any farther, you're going to have to start pivoting around this left hip. And I can do that and hit it 60 yards doing that, just pivoting around the hip. But for shorter chips, we can simply make a motion like this with our right hand. And now there is a slight pivot going on. We don't want to stand here perfectly static ever and try and chip a golf ball. It's always kind of starting from the ground and coming up through the hip. But rather than focusing entirely on a pivoting motion, we can take the right hand and simply push it through. And if you see, people who chip with one hand, that's kind of the motion they're doing. They're taking this right hand and going like that. But the important thing is that we get this chest pointing somewhere forward when we do it. And that our chest is out of the way so we can hit this shot. Because if our chest is over the ball, it doesn't give us any room. And our arms, we cannot maintain this right wrist extension through the shot. So our chest is forward, and we just chip it like a right hand motion. That's the easiest way to chip a golf ball, and it works really well. But like I said, anything farther, you're going to have to start pivoting around your left hip. And, the pivot motion is really important, and you should definitely be practicing that pivot motion so you can extend these chips to any distance. And I'm going to do some videos. So all the chips I hit, I'm doing my 60-degree wedge, and I can probably take this and go and just kind of pivot and hit it 40, 50 yards. But if I take my 54-degree wedge and do the exact same thing, I can hit it those really difficult yardages people have trouble with, 50 yards, 60 yards, even 70 yards. I can take a 54-degree wedge and I can simply do this pivot motion, which is basically a long version of this chip, and I can hit my 54-degree wedge 70 yards. And it's just perfect. So those real difficult yardages that people have trouble with, this is perfect for that. All right, everyone, like, subscribe, comment, get these videos out. We want a world of good chippers because right now we don't have it. And I'll see you next time. Got a lot of videos coming up. Got some really good swing videos. Got some good stuff coming up. All right, everyone, take care. And by the way, I'm leaving Palm Springs in 3 days, going back home to the cold. So not really looking forward to it. But it's been great out here. I haven't been able to play as much golf as I wanted to, but I played some and I played really well. So, you know, I'll see you all around, and thanks for your support, and keep watching and get better. Bye.